To me, this is a legacy. This is a legacy to my kids and my grandchildren. And they'll look back down the road, they'll look at some of the things that we've done in this journey, and they say, hell, old Grandpa had a hell of a life.
That he did. Tonight, the Pacers play the Rockets in Houston. One of our objectives over the next 3 hours is to bring you a basketball game while also honoring someone who is often called the father of the franchise. An Indiana icon, Bobby "Slick" Leonard, passed away Tuesday, but his legacy will live forever. I think the only appropriate way to start this show is by saying, boom, baby. I am Jeremiah Johnson, honored to be with you tonight on Bally Sports. The last 24 hours have been filled with tributes and memories, sadness for a life that has come to an end, but also an appreciation for everything Slick Leonard stood for. Some would say he wrote the Indiana Pacers' history.
I'm not sure we'd be here today at the Bankers Life Fieldhouse without Slick and his wife Nancy. They were the absolute pillars upon which this franchise was built.
Many would claim he personified all that basketball is in the state of Indiana.
Well, he embodies it all because of his high school roots in Terre Haute, played at Indiana, and, coached the Pacers. He was a part of basketball at every level in this state, and I think that's really meaningful to people in Indiana.
Everyone would agree Slick Leonard was a Hoosier basketball legend who devoted his life to the state's beloved sport.
When they drive, they're looking to hit the guy going into the hoop on block and fade. Now let's get her going. Come on, baby.
Even though you can't quantify this, I think you could make the case that Slick is certainly the most important figure in the history of our franchise, arguably the most important figure in the history of sports in Indianapolis, and maybe one of the most iconic figures, regardless of profession, in the entire history of the city.
Reggie for three.
The Indiana native had touched basketball at every level, a storied man with many tales to tell. It's a toss-up which is the most significant, but there are so many we all love to share.
I think the most legendary story is the one involving the plane crash when he was with the Minneapolis Lakers. And to hear that for the 30th time, it's like hearing it for the first time. Because, again, he doesn't forget anything about it.
I can go all the way back to, first of all, the championship teams that they had in the Fairgrounds Coliseum were instrumental in providing the public support for the building of Market Square Arena. Then the telethon, then, after they moved into Market Square Arena, the telethon really saved the franchise for the city and enabled it to survive long enough to be bought again locally by Herbert Mills Simon, and really you can say the rest is history.
I think he's most known as a Pacer, as both the coach and a broadcaster. I mean, obviously a lot of younger fans don't remember him as a coach. He coached from 1968 up until 1980, but for younger fans, they know him as a broadcaster, and he's a personality that way.
Those lucky enough to have known him would say he was an easygoing man behind the mic.
I think the quintessential Slick Leonard note would be, it's not the 529, the victories, it's not the 3 ABA titles, it's relationships, it's him.
It is no argument that Slick Leonard helped pave the way for basketball in Indiana. He's a name everyone knows and everyone loves. Slick Leonard, a man Indiana is lucky to call its own.